Good afternoon. I would like to talk with you for just a little bit about the registration process that we're hoping to use, planning to use for next school year. Everybody should have a newspaper and a grade-specific sheet. So if you're going into the 10th grade, you should have a sheet that says 10th grade at the top. And these are the courses that you will be allowed to take next year, and that you will be writing on the back page of your newspaper, hopefully before coming to the counselor's office to tell us what classes you would like to take for next year. If you will look inside the newspaper, there is some information on page 2 that talks about concurrent credit. And I would like to spend just a minute or two about concurrent credit because we've had several students this year who have taken college courses here on this campus. We are planning to have some concurrent credit courses next year during first and fourth periods. And there is one major change in these concurrent credit courses. Instead of receiving a half a credit for, let's just say, Freshman English Comp 1 or College Algebra or Psychology, Sociology, you will be receiving 1 full credit per 3-hour course. So if you're wanting to take Freshman English Comp 1 and 2 and use it in place of Senior English, you must take both Comp 1 and 2. You will receive 2 full credits for those 2 classes, but in order to replace Senior English with the Freshman English Comp, you must take Comp 2. And we will count Comp 1 as elective credit and use the Comp 2 as your Senior English credit. Another change that we are hoping to do, well actually it's not necessarily a change, but we are going to enforce the rule that a student can only have 2 concurrent credit courses per semester. And so I know we had a few this year that had more than that, but we're going to start by just allowing a student to have 2 concurrent credit courses per semester. If you will look over on page 3, the graduation requirements are listed, and please pay attention to the fact that all students must now have a semester of American Government and a semester of Economics to graduate, and we will be providing that for seniors. And the other graduation requirements are the same. On page 4 and part of page 5, please note the list of courses that we are hoping to offer next year at Wynne High School. There is one new class that I would like to point out, and it is called the Orientation to Teaching. Orientation to Teaching. This is going to be for students who think they might be interested in going into the field of education to become teachers. And this course will be offered to grades 10 through 12. And we are excited about having this class. We hope that we'll have enough students to offer the class. And as far as I can tell, that's the only really new class that we are adding to our curriculum. Economics is not really new. It's just now going to be a requirement. Please note that on the Secondary Career Center, which includes hospitality and lodging, that's on page 4, advanced manufacturing, and then on page 5, diesel technology. Those are all classes that you would take at EACC and is through our Secondary Career Center. One change there, if a student does take any of those courses through the Secondary Career Center, he would now be able to earn 7 credits, we're hoping, instead of just 6, because we are going to have a modified block next year. The way I understand this modified block is that we're going to divide 4th period into 2 parts. We'll have 4A and 4B every day. Students that are playing athletics all year long will have athletics during the last half or the second half of fourth period, both semesters. They will still get a full credit for it for the year, but instead of having athletics the entire fourth period, it will just be the second half of fourth period. That will allow those students and any other students to have a class during 4A, which will be the first half of fourth period. So athletes are now in a position that they can earn 8 full credits just the way all other students are able to do. And so we're still trying to work out all the bugs with this 4A and 4B, but it sounds as though it's going to work pretty well. And that's a major change, of course, in our school day, and so we're still hoping that we'll be able to work that out to the so everybody will have an advantage there. Also, the way I understand this modified block 4A and 4B is, let's say that let's just pick horticulture and greenhouse. If a student were to take during 4A horticulture, he would have that class during 4A, the first half of fourth period, for 1 semester. He would receive his half credit, assuming, of course, he passes the class. Then second semester, he would have the other half of the class, earn his half credit, and he would still have greenhouse and horticulture, a full credit, having completed the entire class. And so I don't know that greenhouse and horticulture are going to be fourth period, but that was just an example. But if you will notice that your summaries of your classes begin on page 5, the second half of page 5, and go to the end of the newspaper, which takes us to the pre-registration form or worksheet, and this is going to be on the back page of your newspaper. Now, we need you to put some thought into the classes that you would like to take next year, and we need you to have completed the back page of the newspaper before you come to see us and to sign up for your classes that you want to take for next year. All of these blanks must be completed. And again, I mentioned athletics earlier on 4B. Athletics now would only be on one line. So you would write, if you're an athlete, you would only put athletics, for example, on line 8, instead of lines 7 and 8, the way we have done in the past. Now, as far as I understand, publications will still be both semesters. Concert choir will still be both semesters. ROTC will still be both semesters. Band will still be both semesters. And of course, those classes comprise 2 of your 8 courses during the school year. So you would write those 2 on lines 7 and 8, for example. So those classes will still be two classes out of your 8. The alternate blanks are also very important. We require that you give us several alternates. Sometimes it is just not possible to give a student all of the 8 classes that he requests. And so for that, we ask that you give us some alternate classes. Very important. And we are required to have some alternate classes for you, whether you list them or not. One thing that I did fail to mention has to do with PE credit. And now a student can earn 1 1/2 credits of PE. We have a PE1 and a PE2 and personal fitness that are listed under your health and physical education department. So if somebody wants to take an additional PE credit, I think that can be arranged, assuming that it can be worked into your schedule. Please pay close attention to your newspaper. There is some very important information, particularly in the first part, that talks about SmartCore, which everyone is required to have SmartCore or Core, and pay attention to honor graduate requirements. In addition to having regular American Government and regular economics, we will offer an advanced version for those students who want to take the advanced classes or who are working for honor graduate status. And remember that honor graduates must have advanced courses in all the 4 academic areas plus 2 years of a foreign language, which also reminds me to tell everybody again that a foreign language is not required to graduate from Wynn High School. Foreign language is only required if you are working for honor graduate status. And then you must have 2 credits of a foreign language, either Spanish or Chinese. But just for anyone who is not an honor grad, you do not have to have a foreign language to graduate. I would also point out that there are certain prerequisites for courses such as, let's just say, in order to take geometry, a student must have completed Algebra 1 and receive credit for it. In order to take, let's say, in order to take ESLAB 2, you must have completed ESLAB 1. And since I've mentioned ESLAB, if you will look on the second column on page 4, under Business and Marketing, ESLAB is listed even though it appears not to be. It is called Environmental and Spatial 1, 2, 3, and 4. ESLAB is Environmental and Spatial 1, 2, 3, and 4. We counselors will be here to assist you with whatever questions that you need to have answered. We will be happy to help you with anything. We are planning to start on Friday talking to 11th graders and signing 11th graders up for the classes that they want to take for next year. So we will begin that on this coming Friday, and well, I guess by the time you see this video it's going to be tomorrow. So make sure that you bring your newspaper and your list of courses back, have them completed so that we can get started and try to get this done in a timely fashion. We are going to be on a very limited amount of time. So we need you to bring your information back, have a list of courses that you are willing to give us and that you're willing to take for next year, and we will go from there. So let us know if there's anything that we can answer for you, or if you have any problems. We will be glad to try to help. Thank you for your attention.